Hello, welcome back to Gavra Racing. We are here for the final stint here of the Gavra Racing 24 Hours of Le Mans. We have lost another driver. We are missing Atom Racing, but we still have 2 hours of racing left to go here at the Le Mans 24 Hours. As we are about to get underway for the final 2 hours of action today. And I have done about way too many hours of this, so please, for my sanity, watch the stream, enjoy the stream. It is the final big push for all of these drivers. Play Dutchy starts on pole position with Rick Holt, 2004, starting in second. Third, you have Thunder. Punts will start fourth, and Assemgren is in fifth. It was a really good showing for Virgin Racing last round. Now they've got some work to do. What can they do? The final standings could be very, very spicy. Play Dutchy here is leading us away on lap number 1. Rick Holt in that very, very old restart. Okay. As chaos has ensued. Atom is joining. I'm guessing they are all retiring. Punts is the only one left, and he is just stationary. There we go. The race has been cancelled, and apparently it's because Atom Racing is joining. And that's not. However, I am joined alongside by Dan, who will be the co-commentator for this race. He did ask to restart the stream. However, you know, they're restarting the race, so just pretend. We are very good at pretending in the world of GT Sport. Yeah, we've got plenty of action to go over, I think. This is always a pretty interesting track to race on. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, very good on slipstream, could always be very, very fun. So just waiting for the action to get underway. Those drivers are debating where they're starting. And just stop arguing about where you're starting. Riding the car, Play Dutchy. Well, this is taking a bit of a while. These drivers are, which is good. We've also got the track stars, both next to each other in the garage. I believe that's the McLaren Golf liveried inspired car. Nice. Atom Gren in the Virgin Racing car. Thunder in the PMT. Maverick. Oh, damn. It's disappeared. Not sure whether he's entered the Shadow Realm. He may have entered the Shadow Realm. he will be back, apparently. So, we've had someone enter the Shadow Realm. So, Toussaint has started the final. Play-Dutchy will lead us away from P1, as we have, well, 8 drivers here, all eager to get the action underway. Stint number 8 here is about to get underway in the next few moments. Play-Dutchy leads us away from pole position. Rick Holt P2, Thunder P3, Atomgren P4, P5 Punts. Captain Risky 21 will be the lead car in the Group 3 category, with Una Maverick starting P7, and Deadline 24 will be starting from 3rd in Group 3 category for Atom Racing. And lights out and away we go here, and it is a pretty good start there from Play-Dutchy off the bat. But Rick Holt is not all too far behind. Lap number 1 here. Give us all the info, please, game. And this time we actually get the overhead graphic. Thank you very much. We can actually see all of the drivers here. You can already see the pretty battle we're going to have here. You've got Play-Dutchy leading that final stint. I knew he was going to be doing the final stint because I had a feeling they would put the best in for last. Toussaint hinted at it, but Play-Dutchy's already got half a second penalty. First driver to get a bit of penalty here as well. Still already very close here as I'm keeping an eye on the kind of midfield. I don't know, maybe I should be keeping an eye from P1 as we begin lap number 1. We're already going into Sector 3 now. Starting Sector 3 now is Play-Dutchy, and you can see all 5 cars on your screen at the same time. As you had some lovely camera angles. You do love the camera angles on GT Sport. They are beautiful. As you see, Dutchy has already got 1.4 seconds worth of penalties on lap number 1. This is no joke. You need to limit your penalties, mate. He seems to really struggle with his penalties. You can see there all 5 cars coming over the crest and into this braking zone. A very hard to get right-hander can easily misjudge it. And as you can see, they've all maintained position so far on lap number 1. But I wouldn't expect it to last for very long, because you get a very nice toe down this corner for some weird reason. With all corners, you get a very nice toe along here, and it is absolutely lovely if you are on the receiving end of that toe, because you just have the advantage there as Atomgren and Thunder goes side by side through the sequence of corners here. Now this is a ding-dong battle, which I can very much get behind it. Atomgren has got the better of Thunder for the time being. Can Thunder come back at him into the next corner? Thunder looks potentially for a move, but decides better of it. Thunder looks for maybe around the outside, but can't quite get it around the outside there, as Thunder will settle for 4th place as we come through now the final sector for the first time here, and it will be Play-Dutchy who will cross the line and take the fastest lap for the first time here. The Dutch driver pulling an absolutely amazing drive for the team. He was in the car yesterday and dominantly won the race, and he will probably do that again. Well, Atomgren is looking like a bit of a under pressure target now. You've got Thunder behind and you've got Rick Holt in front. What can Atomgren do? We know Assemgren is good. Can Assemgren get any? We really need to see what Assemgren can do. Well, Assemgren has, slightly got a bit of toe from the car in front. But Rick Holt is not far off Dutchy. Dutchy with 2.8 seconds of penalties in this early stage here. Into the braking zone they go. Dutchy trying to defend from Rick Holt. Rick Holt hasn't got a penalty yet, as far as I'm aware. No, he hasn't. That's a best sector 2 there for Rick Holt, as he is absolutely flying. He's tucked up behind Dutchy and getting a beautiful slipstream, which is certainly going to be helping him in order to gain a bit of an advantage over the other Dutch driver. They're both Dutch drivers, and they're looking to get the better of the other Dutch driver. Well, it's another best sector there for Rick Holt, moving on into sector number 4 here. So it's all looking very, very interesting here. 2.8 seconds of penalties there for Play Dutchy as we head into this very, as I said earlier, hard to judge braking zone. Can get it wrong very easily and go all too wide and get a penalty for it. And for once, Play Dutchy doesn't get a penalty there. I wonder if Dutchy will go a lap where they don't get a penalty. Because we do know Dutchy's quick, but very prone to getting those penalties. The things you don't want in a race. Well, Dutchy is getting a bit of a move on. As Dutchy now looks to try and defend from Rick Holt. Rick Holt tries the move, can't get the move. Has to settle for second 4 now, but Rick Holt now has a time penalty of 0.5 of a second, where maybe that's for contact or exceeding track limits. Who knows? But we do know that we are already 6 minutes into the action here. We are now going on to the 3rd lap of this race. And, well, Dutchy is still leading. And Assemgren sets the fastest lap, a 1:25.41. So Assemgren pressuring now Rick Holt, as Rick Holt hasn't been able to get the move done on Play Dutchy, and this could be the Achilles heel for Rick Holt, as he's yet to get the move done. It's not been the greatest of times for the Dutch driver in his attempt to get past his fellow Dutchman, and he's been unable to get past the other Dutch driver. Now this could be Assemgren's happy hunting ground. As Toussaint joins me.
Is it just you by yourself?
It is.
I thought there would be 2 other people here.
Andy dipped, Dan dipped, and said he'll be back. So I'm not sure if he's going to be back, but
Alright, well, I guess
anyway.
I'll fill in for him while he's not back.
I couldn't commentate over an overtake because you just joined, by the way. Assemgren got past Rick Holt into the first chicane at the end of the straight. Rick Holt does now have the slipstream behind, but Rick Holt does have a penalty. Assemgren does not have a penalty, and Play Dutchy currently out in front with 2.5 seconds of penalties already in this race, because, well, Play Dutchy can't keep it on the black stuff.
Alright then, so, quick update on positions. The positions that the Group 1 cars are in now, that is what they are fighting for. So, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th are all fighting for P2 in terms of the laps and how it's all worked out. So, all of these overtakes are for genuine position on the track.
Oh, right. I'm guessing, P1 is basically secure. No one can take.
BCMR is 3 laps ahead of the field at the moment.
So Play Dutchy would have to be lapped 3 times, yeah. I see.
Yes, it'd have to be so they'd have to overtake him 3 times and overtake him again to be in front.
I see. Well, interesting, because Rick Holt is now pressuring Atomgren a bit. Punts is, well, got past Thunder, but still under a bit of pressure, as, well, surprisingly, no one has been lapped yet. Gap to the current P8 is 1 minute 42. So we could be looking at people being lapped on about lap number 6 here at the Le Mans. We play Dutchy now out in front with 2.5 seconds here, as he sets the best sector 5 time, I believe. Sector 4,
yeah,
sorry.
Just taking a chance to congratulate Atomgren as well. He's really brought his team back from the jaws of defeat here, made up 2 laps on most of the field, and now they're back in the fight for P2, so he's done an absolutely sterling job to bring his team back into it now. And 1 hour 50 left in this entire event, so we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out. But currently in close combat with RWD is now Rick Holt, looking to make a move potentially on the inside going up into turn 1 and the Dunlop chicane. Is he close enough to go for a move? He's just going to sit behind and save some fuel. Decides to back out of the move there. Maybe slipstream train down the Molzan straight on the first part of it anyway.
Yeah, I think some of these drivers are very much at the top of the game, and well, I mean, Rick Holt is certainly a very fast driver, but so is Atomgren. You don't get to be fighting at the front if you're not good, and well, it's quite clear. Play Dutchy is good at getting penalties, and Atomgren is good at being fast and not getting penalties. Penalty update for you: Play Dutchy is on 4.3 seconds of penalties, so you might want to tell him to stop getting penalties.
Well, to be fair, it's worked for him so far.
Fair enough, but as of right now, if he slowed down to get rid of his penalties, he might end up about 4th.
That still would not be a massive problem for us, I'm not going to lie to you, Byron.
Fair point, fair point.
But Atomgren and Rick Holt going wheel to wheel, and Rick Holt getting the move done. Tim tucking back into the slipstream of his Dutch rival at the moment. And RWD kind of had a quiet race to second at the moment. They're doing everything that they can to finish ahead of Virgin Racing. And looking back here, Punts and Thunder have kind of been dropped by the rest of the field now, and it's such a turn in fortune, as you saw, Byron, from the beginning of this race, with their track stars up in P2 having a really tough time going into the evening, at least in British time, and then overnight that car really slipping back through the order, going unfortunately a lap down as well to the BCMR car sometime in the early hours of the morning. They now find themselves in P4 and coming under pressure from Thunder in the other Audi.
Yeah, it's been disappointing, I think, for the Trackstars team in the Group 1 category, but in the Group 3 category, they've dominated. So, you know, it's been very much you know, 2 different stories here. One side of the fence has been absolutely dominant for them, and then the other side, it's just been absolutely terrible. All eyes will apparently be on Punts, according to the chat. So, Punts potentially could try the one-stop again. I mean...
well, I think everyone's going to be on the one-stop in this lobby.
Oh yeah, fair point, because it's only 2 hours. Yeah, I've made that mistake twice now. Thinking it's the 3 hours, it's only the 2. But, certainly, it will be very interesting to see how it all pans out in the latter stages of this event. I'm aware I should probably be having something to eat about now-ish, but for the time being we'll see how long it will be until I will have to have something to eat. Because, don't go anywhere, because this is sure to be very, very interesting. I mean...
indeed it is.
I mean, why wouldn't it be interesting? We've got, you know, many positions still worth fighting for. Rick Holt versus Attomgren could be a battle that goes down to the wire, for sure.
It certainly could.
It certainly could. And then you've got Punts and Thunder. They're going to be having a battle, I think.
I think so as well. The fight for the wooden spoon, the fight for pride, maybe.
The fight for second is, well, always going to be a big one, as Attomgren has the slipstream, has the pace advantage, and gets past Rick Holt with relative ease, and heads into the braking zone ahead of Rick Holt. Interestingly though, it is not, you know, it's very fine margins between the two. They are both very much on it, and both looking very strong in the stages of this race. We've still got an hour and 45 left to go, and well, it's looking like it could be a spicy one, as Rick Holt is tucked up behind Attomgren now with that, you know, advantage that you get. As Attomgren certainly will probably get a slowdown penalty. Yes, he does. Gets a half a second slowdown. Because he, well, went and kind of cut a bit of a corner, and, well, they weren't very happy with that, so that is how it has developed here. And, well, just getting on here, so it is time to press on in this race, as Rick Holt continues his pursuit on Attomgren. He's still got that slipstream advantage. Despite, you know, it being realistic, he is still gaining crucial miles an hour on his competitors here. And he is still very close to the top as well. So, Play Dutchie isn't quite walking away with it just yet. Now, all of these is fighting for position, so this could be all very, very interesting. If you finish second here, you will finish second overall, so Attomgren knows he's got to get a massive job here to get that victory secured for him and his team. I think the last stint should have been 3 hours, but anyway, indeed. I too agree, it should have been 3 hours, but it's not how it is.
Right, so position update. Virgin Racing are actually a lap behind Fast for second. With because Rick Holt were 1 in the lobby, but Cryptech was 2 laps down.
Ah.
Yeah, so Cryptech going 2 laps down has meant that they've been 3 laps down up until this point, and then whilst Tim's been driving, he's gained 2 of those back. So he still needs to get 1 more.
So does he need to lap Rick Holt?
He needs to lap Rick Holt, yeah.
That is going to be a very large feat to do in this race. And it's going to be tough to do. And Rick Holt is very much tucked up behind Attomgren here. Could look for the move into the braking zone. I am not sure. Does that promote 2 stars to third then? If Attomgren's to third team stars. If Attomgren is a lap down.
If Attomgren is a lap down, that would put track stars In third at the moment, yeah.
So yeah, right now
because
they
they've
are.
overtaken, because they're ahead of Thunder.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, yes, Trackstars are currently third as it stands because Atengren is technically a lap down. However, don't bank on it staying that way.
Yes, not. Anything can happen, and it usually does.
As always. Oh, Rick Holt has slid back past Atengren. They now continue the battle. As we've had our first car lapped. Yes, that is exactly how it is. If Team Stars overtook
Trackstars overtook PMT, so they're now running third, with PMT in fourth. So if Punts overtakes Rick Holt when he gets P2.
That is exactly how it is going. So as it stands, because Atengren is a lap down, he would have to lap the driver in front of him, Rick Holt, in order to get P2 in this race. That is how it is right now. So because he's a lap down, Punts is fourth. Punts is third, sorry, and Thunder is fourth. So yeah, we have some pretty interesting action to go over the next hour and over a half. Atengren is still keeping Rick Holt honest. These two are very closely matched on pace, and Play Duchy is kind of just running away a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the other team's going to try and cut that one out a little bit, because otherwise Duchy is just going to walk away. As we've seen over the last couple of stints, is Tim doing his best now to try and fight back against Rick Holt. But yeah, that's unlucky there for the Virgin Racing. And looks like despite Tim's best efforts, that extra lap that Cryptech went down earlier on in the race is really going to cost them come the end here.
Yeah, it really could cost them come the end. It would be not great for him, but what can you do? Oh, we are certainly getting some...
Oh, contact between Atengren and Rick Holt. Oh, when Tim's off and he's hit the wall, no damage done. Oh, it's Punts has had a half spin as well. All the things just happened there.
Yeah, a bit of distraction there. As well, I guess it was a kind of half-hearted move, turned into a bit of contact. Really not being the greatest for Atengren there, as he got a bit out of shape. So he's really got a lot to do, and he's gone into the wall.
Oh wow! And to Atengren crashes. Oh, nearly takes Thunder with him. And that's going to be front bumper, rear bumper, and engine damage.
And
for the Virgin Racing.
On the front there.
And suspension. Oh, and Thunder's off as well. Is that damage for him? No.
No damage for Thunder. But interesting. There's a bit of, at times, Atengren's day from pretty bad to worse. He's really clawed it back and was looking set for a good result, but now he's well down the order. He's going to have to pit on this lap. And the chances are he's not going to be able to get to the end of the race, even if he tries. So, not being great for Atengren, who is looking to potentially get a podium for his team, Virgin Racing. And now the chances are slimming by the second here. As understandably, he comes into the pit lane and you get a 1080p, 60 FPS pit lane shot, because that's all
How many
everyone
times have you said that over the last day?
Many
Oh,
times.
punts! Half spin for punts, sorry.
Well, Adam Glenn is in the pit lane. He'll likely go on to, I don't know, he could go just set of mediums and try and go to the end.
I don't think he's going to have the fuel to get to the end, to be honest with you.
Decisions. What does Adam Glenn decide to do? Oh. The tyres goes on. And fuel goes in. And well, we'll leave full fuel tank and, well, soft tyres there, so you probably won't be able to make it to the end. Thunder is got 2.8 seconds of penalties. Punts with 2.4 seconds of penalties. Work Holt 0.4. And Play Dutchy by far having the most penalties with 8.6 seconds of penalties.
That's how you know he's in the car.
That's how you know Play Dutchy is definitely the one driving the amount of penalties.
Alright, so punts on a 3:21.7 last lap. Rick Holt 1.4 seconds faster, so this is a legitimate battle now for P2. Punts gonna want to find some more time, I think, on the cars in front.
Yeah, some drivers are looking really strong here. Others not so strong. We've got, well, Adam Glenn thrown down the order, really taken away from that battle that we did have there for a while, but now it's a bit of a lack of battle to go over. Is, well, we keep an eye on punts really, because he's the closest person to another car.
And he's closing that gap as well. And see how much he's putting the foot down, sliding out of that corner. The start right-hander.
Yeah, he knows that now he can really push this car a lot, and he knows he can do the one-stop regardless. Everyone's going to be doing that one-stop strategy, so why not just fully send it, go absolutely foot to the floor, and just go for glory.
And it was a very interesting strategy call from Trackstars to employ that earlier on in the race. It was keeping them in second for quite a while, but as we were talking about before, some mistakes overnight and losing a lot of time to BCMRs has relegated them now to third, but they still find themselves in the battle for P2 once again, and punts looking to close the gap. Last lap for Rick Holt at 20.4, what's going to be for punts is 21.4, so Rick's still got that second in his pocket, it looks like, at the moment.
Yeah, but who knows what could happen. There's always advantages to be gained and lost. Could have just been a bit of a scruffy lap, a bit of a maybe one-off, but we'll see what happens if the gap continues to change over the course of this race. This is all...
looking at the times here, Byron. Punts' fastest lap, it's just the fastest first sector. His absolute fastest lap was a 3:20.7, with Rick Holt doing a 3:20.2. So it looks like at the moment Rick Holt has got the stronger pace of the two. But as I've just said, Punts has just set the fastest sector one of anybody. So let's see if he starts to turn up the wick a bit now.
Yeah, well, he really looked like he was pushing through that. So we'll see what he does through the remaining parts of this lap. How will he push his car on the limits? He's coming through sector 2. It is a very, very good, it's definitely an improvement there. So he is looking to push a bit more, try and get every last bit of performance out of that car, as he is now beginning to really try and come alive in this race when it matters most.
Dutchy going through the lap traffic. Only an hour and a half left. We started this race yesterday. That is a crazy thing to think, and now we're in the last hour and a half of the 24.
Indeed, and I have been commentating for nearly 15 hours of it. So,
We've had more Byron than less Byron.
Yeah, exactly.
If that actually makes any sense.
Yeah, we've had more of me than anyone else, I'm pretty sure. So, I guess that's a record I can hang on my wall. Who was it that joked about sending me a certificate yesterday?
I have absolutely no idea.
I think it was, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was someone.
One thing that's made me quite happy to see is that all of our...
punches off.
Oh, and he's got damage!
I don't even know what happened there.
Hang on, I would have caught it on my stream. I was spectating him.
I was spectating him too, but I didn't see what happened.
Oh.
It was a bit
He's hit the brakes, and then it's like his brakes failed. I don't know if he's missed his braking point, but yeah, he's hit the brakes and the car's not stopping. That's I've never seen that before.
Interesting.
So maybe there might be something wrong with Puntz's pedals. But we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of throttle slipping or something, because that was a very interesting incident. Is he going to continue with that damage, or is he going to pit? So yeah, he darts it into the pit lane, as you would expect.
Probably the most intelligent decision there for Puntz. His car might be able to get to the end on that, actually, with a full tank and some tyre saving.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know that car is very fuel efficient, and probably can make it to the end of the race if he really tries to extend that fuel as far as he can, as you get another 1080p 60 FPS pit stop. I'm gonna... Yeah. It's like a tradition now.
It's a tradition now.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is. As the truck start car comes... Well, it won't come out just yet because it's refueling. Come on. Yep, there we go.
And yeah, a full tank of fuel as we suspected. I think he'll go to the end on that.
Yeah, he's probably one of the very few drivers that can go to the end of the race on that level of fuel. You've got drivers like Attenborough behind him, 9 seconds the gap. We do know obviously you'd have to lap Puntz in order to get that position, so you could say Attenborough is pretty much out of the fight for a good result here.
You could argue Attenborough and Puntz now are kind of out of sorts. Actually, hang on, let's put PMT back into third. Out of nowhere. So there you go.
Indeed. PMT were looking like they were having some big struggles. Now they're not. Although you have got to realise they have got to pit still. You've got Thunder and Rick Holt and Dutchy. They've got to pit. So yes, Thunder and Attenborough have had to pit because they got damage. But they're still going to have those tyres that are going to be faster for now than probably the drivers in front. So if they really get their foot on the pedal, they might not lose as much in this race as we maybe thought. Just putting it out there.
And we'll have to wait and see. That's something that I've said many times over the last 24 hours. See how it pans out.
Indeed. Well, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any phrase that we haven't said more than once over the entire 24 hours, because to have someone, commentate for so long, you get a lot of repeated stuff, so...
Yeah, I've slept for a grand total of 3 hours, so my English is definitely going to be off.
You've done 3 hours? I've done like 12.
No, slept for 3 hours.
Oh, no. I got 7 hours, 41 minutes.
Well, that's specific.
No, watch tells me exactly how long I slept for.
Oh, fair enough.
It's like, you slept for that long. It's like, it certainly doesn't feel like it.
So you're lying to me.
Yeah.
Alright, So, Thunder, 22.5 seconds behind this man, Rick Holt. We'll have to see. I'm going to say it again, we'll have to see if he can close the gap. But at the moment, it's not looking like it. Last lap was 23.0. We'll see what this one is. It's going to be even slower. It's a 25.1 for Thunder last lap. Rick Holt doing a 3 minute 20.4. The only person quicker than Rick Holt on that lap was the man in first place, and that's Blade Archie.
Indeed. Really. Blade Archie is doing great. Maverick comes into the pit lane, the first Group 3 car, I believe, to come into the pit lane. I think you'll see the Group 3 car, they should do 3 stops, I think, over the course of this race. Depending on how they push their tyres, how they really measure it. Deadline 24th is, well, looking really good. He's actually, well, half fuel. I believe he's pitted, hasn't he? So he's not in the greatest of places here. I must say, Mr. Toussaint, I have loved to do 24 hours, and I want another one so I can actually race it.
It's another one? Really? Okay. Well, because this has gone pretty well, I'll release
I'd at least have a team, but I'm not sure if I'd actually race for my team, because my GT Sport skills aren't the greatest. But, you know, looking at the pace of some of these drivers, I think I wouldn't be all too bad, so...
Well, how about I drop a little bit of spice into the hot dog? Because, since this has gone fairly well, I did say that I would have a look at doing 24 hours of the Nordschleife.
Yes.
3 only.
Ooh.
So, since this has gone well, I will look into that. It will not be for a while, I can promise that, but I will definitely look into it.
Alright.
Because this has gone pretty swimmingly so far.
Well, I mean in the
hitches overnight.
In the UK, it is the summer holidays. So if you kind of do it in the summer holidays, then you can kind of ensure you at least get more drivers, I'd say.
That is also true. I mean, it would be, I don't know.
It would be, I don't know, yes. Very...
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think of a good time, like, I don't know. It might even be on it might even be on GT7, to be honest with you. Hopefully we can get some better settings for endurance stuff. Because whilst this has been fun, it's also been absolute hell trying to calculate all the laps down and stuff. It doesn't sound very hard, but it is hard when you have to do it for 8 or 9 cars.
I mean, you know what I would do, right? And I feel like this would just be quite simple. You you do one lobby, you take the results, and then you just start from fresh so everyone's fighting for position again, and then, you know, again and again and again, so...
You can do that, but then it's not really a 24-hour race, you're just doing 8 3-hour races for whatever reason.
Yeah, but only the final results count, so...
But then what's the point of the other 7 lobbies?
Okay, valid point. Actually, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's all too hard to work out. I don't know.
It's not been too bad, but it's been... I've made like 2 mistakes over like 8 lobbies, so it's not that bad. But they've all been corrected now, so it's...
Early this morning, because you won the race.
Yeah. I was racing the stint before this, and then 8 till 11 yesterday.
I know. Because funnily enough, I was commentating that one too.
Lap 12 then, just over an hour and 20 minutes left.
Indeed. It's been a pretty long 24 hours, so I'd like that noted. Is this the best use of my time? Not sure, to be honest.
Yes, the only answer should be yes.
Oh, okay. Then the answer is yes.
There we go. Natty watching on his lunch break at work. I'm afraid, Natty, that Tim is down in P5 overall and in class at the moment. But,
oh dear.
yeah, hopefully I haven't ruined your lunch break.
You've definitely just ruined his lunch break.
Yeah, I think I did. So Thunder's still losing ground then to Rick Cole by the tune of about 2 seconds a lap. In fact, Punts is gaining back now on the Irish team by about 2 seconds a lap also. 1.4 on the last lap.
I'm finding this interesting that, you know, you're at work and during your lunch break you're like, what do I do in my lunch break? Eat my lunch? Yes, let's do that. What else should I do whilst I eat my lunch? Let's watch Gavra Racing do a 24-hour race because I have nothing better to do during my lunch break, you know,
well,
like eat my lunch and socialise.
To be fair, he was driving for the Virgin Racing team.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, you're at work and the best use of your time is to watch the stream.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way it should be. He's got his priorities right. Speaking of priorities, I think Attenborough's priority is chasing down Punts, which at the moment he is sort of doing. Went about a second up on lap 10, but then dropped 7/10 on lap 11. So that's still a net 3/10 gain. So you know, 3/10 profit, all good.
Captain Risky was meant to do stint 3, but slept in until his mum woke him up for work, then realised what happened.
Oh no. That's not great. I was meant to do the first stint, but slept. Oh, so that's why this Wood was stuck doing 9 hours of straight driving.
Oh, that's why he did 9 hours straight. I was wondering that.
Wow. That's, well, hopefully that hasn't ruined that particular friendship.
Oh dear.
Natty's saying that he can't watch whilst at work because he's a lifeguard, and his phone and water probably not a good idea. That's fair enough then.
I mean, it depends what phone. Most phones now are water resistant. So unless you've got like an iPhone 3GS, then don't put it in water. But yeah.
To be honest, the amount of stuff that goes in like public pools and stuff, I would just not want my phone in there at all anyway.
Fair point.
But yeah, still 11 people watching. Actually, I wanted to talk about that because all of the stints have got over 200 views, which really makes me happy because it's nice to see people interacting and stuff. Oh, Dan's back, so I can leave now. Bye, Byron.
Oh, no, don't go. Don't go. Outrageous.
Hey, Dan. But yeah, we've got most of the streams have got over 200 people, which is really nice to see. Lots of people watching the streams, and yeah.
Yeah, so, some of the later ones haven't done so good, but
yeah, that is true. I feel like this one might go up a little bit because it's the last one, but we'll have to wait and see. I've just said it again.
we'll have to wait and see how it pans out, eh? Anyway.
Yeah. All looking good at the moment if you're either a fan of the Dutch or a fan of BCMR. There's got 2 Dutch drivers, 1 and 2, and BCMR in the lead.
Yeah, or if you're a fan of the Golf McLaren livery, because, well, you know.
Yeah. Although, as we see here, as we were talking about at the beginning of this race, Byron, if you remember all that time ago now, about 23 hours ago, we're talking about how Rick Cole and his team were going to come through from the back of the Group 1 field, and look at them now, they're in P2, with just over an hour to go. So I think if we're talking about teams of the race, they've got to be in that discussion, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they've done an absolutely mega job to have like such a big recovery. Absolutely. There's no team that I think has done particularly better than them, other than maybe BCMR, but that's only because they've swept the field.
Yeah.
So, made it look easy as Mr. Play Dutchy so far.
I mean, I don't think it was easy though.
No, it really has not been easy.
I mean, you look like you were struggling in your stint, so...
The second one, I did struggle a bit, yeah, I just missed my braking point at the first chicane, just went straight on. The first thing I did felt alright, then I got in the car 2 hours ago and something just did not feel right. I was so far off my own pace from before.
I see. He was running the car under fueled the first time, so... Oh, Dan's gone again.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Well, you know, you've got Dutchy leading the way. Rick Holt, obviously, P2 as it stands. You know, Atom Gren, he's not had the greatest of times. So, yeah.
Well, he had a pretty good first couple stints in the car, but now, obviously, Sorry. Wow, okay, yeah, Sean on stream. Definitely has
fine, I've done that. I've done that plenty of times this morning when I was doing my one with Andy. I ended up just lying on my bed.
Oh, Tim off again.
He's not got damage, but he's not having a great time, has he?
No, he's not having a very fun time out there at the moment.
No, and racing is supposed to be fun, and he is not having fun, so he's not racing, obviously.
But, yeah,
that's
Tim has been driving now for almost 6 straight hours, so not too surprising that we're starting to see some signs of fatigue set in. That being said, he's still gaining on punts about a second a lap now.
Might have been driving for 6 hours straight, but you know what, let's still drive fast. Well, Play Dutchy's having an absolute mega drive. However, he has got 10.6 seconds of penalties here.
Yeah, because he doesn't learn.
He doesn't learn.
Or he does learn and just refuses to.
Dutchy should be racing at 95% power or even less just to make it fair.
I'm assuming it's Cash Dang or they said that.
Someone called Finn, I have no idea.
Oh, Finn, okay, fair enough. Oh, it says the lobby is full, so Dan literally can't join back.
Oh.
I was gonna say I could leave the lobby, but then I realised that I can't do that, because otherwise the whole thing will close down.
Interesting. I could hear some shouting in the background, so interesting stuff going on at your house there. Well, Rick Holt is on some sort of mission to keep P2. Thunder is currently third and looking like he's going to maintain it. Yeah, this is a very interesting and humble beginnings to this stint. Yeah. This could only go better if I wasn't tired. Also, too soon. I just realised we were the 2 people that started this 24 hours together, and we're gonna finish it together. So that sounds really cliche now. I don't like the fact I said that.
We started this together, we're gonna finish it together. That sounds like a suicide pact, that.
Oh god, it does. Oh dear. Controversial. We need.
Oh, punts! Nearly losing it again, getting very squirrely on the exit of the final 4 chicane. But he's still gaining time on Thunder. He's almost 3 seconds a lap quicker at the moment. 2.4 gains on that last lap. The gap is coming down, and don't forget, Punts doesn't have to stop again.
He might have to if he burns too much fuel, but it's unlikely that he's going to have to right now. He's looking very good, very confident right now. He put on lap 9, and in 6 laps he's used about 25% fuel. So he potentially could have to put again. But you obviously don't know what fuel mode he's in, so this is all very...
Yeah, he's not got that up on his screen either.
No, I think everyone has the...
Whoa. I'll tell you what, after this is over, I'm going to sleep like a log. I'm ruining my sleep schedule again.
Again.
Yeah.
Don't want to go parents.
I'm not very intelligent.
The best of us aren't.
Ow, and some problems going on for Deadline 24 perhaps in that car, looking like some very strange throttle and brake inputs. That BMW does sound great though.
It does. I couldn't really hear the BMW because there was a motorbike that decided to speed past my house. So it's like,
Lovely.
yes, that sounds like a very good BMW. So,
I'm not gonna lie, I keep thinking it's like 5 in the morning and I look at my phone and it's the afternoon.
It's
Which is
like,
concerning.
It's like, yes, it's not 5 in the morning. Oh, Dan's just roasted you. He says, that doesn't surprise me that you're not intelligent, 2 cents.
Wow, that's very nice.
Dan, just remember who's in charge. I mean, 2 cents. 2 cents not in charge, but he's closer to being in charge. So.
Oh, I'm in charge of this thing, I guess.
You know, I don't know what permissions you have on the Discord, in all fairness. So you might be able to do. You could
maybe
ban
I can
him.
ban Dan. That could be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, banning Dan is just a default setting, really.
It's just a generic option.
So we're 5.4 seconds now to Punts. Punts taking another 4 seconds out of the gap between himself and Thunder.
Just remember who's been DMing me all night about stream questions. I'm guessing that's you.
I asked him to stream, and then he just didn't do it. Because you know the one that he was meant to do with Bonnie?
Yeah.
That you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked him to stream that one, he just didn't turn up.
Understandable. Have a good day. Well, I must say my energy levels are running a bit low, but you know, we push on.
If your energy levels are still running high at this point, I think there's something very wrong with you.
I mean, I do actually not feel too bad. I think I'm over dramaticizing it. Is that a word?
I don't feel too tired, but I'm just happy because we're still winning at the moment. So like,
yes,
if we are still winning, if we are still winning by the last 10 minutes, I will need to leave the team. Only in the last 10 minutes, so
I see. Drink coffee. I don't actually like coffee. I don't actually.
Well, I mean,
I don't like tea or coffee.
But you don't. Wow, you live in the UK and you don't like tea. That is sacrilegious.
I get told that a lot whenever I say I don't like tea or coffee.
Yeah.
I'm told I am not British. Which I guess in part is true, because I'm part Irish.
I do not like tea. Tea is just good.
But I am part potato, so it's fine.
Chris, that's a long way of putting it. I assume you're rooting for PMT Racing then?
No. Honestly, no. I'd rather watch them burn. I'm only like an 8 Irish or something, so not very Irish. I can hear that in the background. You are a boomer! That was great. Can you scroll? Yes, I can scroll to, Maverick. Just for you, temporarily. Until there's some other action, I guess.
Right, yeah, so we've got a massive gap between all of our cars at the moment, as I've just stood up for the first time in about 4 hours.
It's fine.
Yeah, feels very weird.
For nearly the entire time I was live yesterday, which was like 9 hours and 45 minutes, I did not stand up. So you can imagine the scenes as I stood up.
It's like you can literally hear the creaking bones.
Yeah. It's like, This is not good. This is a bad idea. Sit back down.
Thunder's still lapping in the 23s. He's about 2-3 seconds of that slower still, and he comes into the pits. So Thunder diving into the pit lane. I think those tyres started to go off as well, and he's just losing time to Punt as it stands. That P3 for PMT Racing is currently under threat from the Australian Track Stars team. Punt's now gaining. He's coming through the end of the Porsche curves. Thunder's still in the pit lane. Through the Ford chicanes now comes Punt in the yellow Toyota. He looks like he's going to jump him as Punt's down the pit straight, gets all kinds of out of shape over the last one, and I think, yeah, Punt is going to jump Thunder here, and so is Tim, as they just picked the tyres on that PMT racing car now. So Punt goes past the pit exit, Attengren goes past the pit exit, the fuel's going into Thunder's car now, and yeah, he's come out a long way behind.
Yeah, he's certainly got a lot of work to do as Thunder. Not the greatest of place situations to be in if you're Thunder, but I guess you've got to make the best of a bad situation there. You've really got to now get your head down.
Can you scroll to UNE? Yes, we can go down to UNE.
I already did.
Well, UNEM went a lap down in the last stint, so it's currently 14.8 seconds between them and Captain Risky in the Track Stars Viper, but they do need to overtake them, then go around the lap and overtake them again, basically, because they went a lap down just before, finishing over a minute behind the Track Stars Viper. So that answers your question, Antonio.
Well, after that long-winded explanation, which went in one ear and came out the other,
Thanks. But yeah, very much looking like Track Stars race to lose in the Group 3 category. Still 15.2 seconds ahead. No, UNEM is in second. They're in second place. They're a lap down on Track Stars. I'll thank you guys for this. Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting experience. Thank you for competing in it and making it so that we can actually put this event on. Yeah, I'm going to do a big list of thank yous at the end of this. So yeah, don't worry, everyone's going to, including all the people who actually turned up, because you guys are the real ones.
Well, we're keeping an eye on pace of drivers, because there's a lack of, basically.
But we're just trying to see where the battles are coming from at the moment. So it's Punts and Attengren who are together on track. Now I'm trying to work out, because Tim's still a lap behind Punts, isn't he? So this isn't full position. But Punts is lapping at a 21.1. Rick Holt lapping at a 22.3, so it's not over yet, and we think that Punts could go to the end of the race. So he'll be pushing now to get that gap to about, call it 35 to 40 seconds.
Yeah,
to try and come out ahead of Rick Holt, and then Rick will be on fresh tyres trying to take back P2.
Yeah, it's exactly the kind of the plan, I think, of Punts. He's really got, a lot of work to do. He has got Attengren behind as well, so he's really got a lot of work to do if you're Punts right now. But the All-Australian team could certainly pull one out of the hat for sure.
So Dutchy's still romping away at the front, 21.2 on the last lap. Rick Holt doing a 22.3. So still Dutchy, fastest man on track, apart from Attengren and Punts.
No, Thunder's now very quick as well.
Oh, and Thunder responding with a 3-minute 20 of his own, 3-minute 20.2, lapping 7/10 quicker than Punts on that lap. So if they do have to come back into the pits, as we possibly theorised as well, Byron, it could swing back the way of PMT Racing. I think the Virgin Racing car will also have to pit, but they're not really racing them. Virgin is still a lap down on PMT.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of things still to be decided. We're just nearly an hour in. As of right now, we are, well, nearly 1 hour in, but 1 minute until we are in our number, well, technically, 24 hours comes in about 13 minutes is when the 24 hours technically concludes, but we've still got an hour left of racing as of right now, so...
And who doesn't want another hour of racing?
Exactly. Who doesn't want more?
And there we go. We can count it down like New Year's when it gets to 10 seconds. So
Sure.
approaching 25 now.
But where's the fireworks? Yeah, where's
well,
the
I mean,
fireworks?
I don't think we get fireworks at the end, but we can still count down. It'll be fun. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's officially 1 hour left of the Gavra Racing 24. There we go. The final hour.
Yeah. I still feel as tired as I did in all the other hours.
Yeah, but it's the last one now, so be happy.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing there's a smile on my face then, isn't it? Yeah, like, I don't know. 24 hours is a long time. Some drivers have done ridiculously long stints too. Massive respect for some of the drivers that have done like 9-hour long stints. That's crazy. I have become, well, I decided to start an F1 meme page.
I was going to ask the F1 meme. You start an F1 meme page, because I will definitely follow that.
I started one, yeah.
Oh, nice. What's it called?
Formula_1 memes. That's on Instagram, by the way.
Oh, I think I already... Do I already follow that?
I don't know.
Formula_... I just realised that we're like plugging your brand new...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. Yeah.
Is it the Formula_1 memes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that post earlier. It's quite funny actually.
It's because it was Evan reposted it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, Evan's like actually been really nice doing stuff like that, because most people just wouldn't do that. But yeah, it's really nice of Evan that he keeps just doing stuff just for random people, really.
Oh, he knew I started it because I said I wanted to start it, and then he was like, find the names. Then I came up with the name. So he kind of helped me with it and gave me a little bit of feedback for the logo or whatever. So.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, you followed me. How nice of you.
Hello. Yeah, just scrolling through my Instagram stories now. Just looking at the updates from the race and realizing that Jesus, that was that long ago.
Yeah, it's actually been so long that some of the stories are gonna start disappearing because it's been 24 hours, which is a long time if you weren't aware. Dutchie's got 12. If he's now rather. That is where we are at as of right now. Also, I have just realised I now have the funny number of followers.
Yes, you do now have a funny number of followers. I was very happy to contribute to that.
You were the funny number follower.
Exactly. If you want to see what the funny number is, go follow Byron's Instagram. There you go. Well, you probably guess what it is in the chat, actually.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, it's not very. You know, you can make it
You can, yeah, you can ruin it. Which, I mean, why would you want to do that? Like.
You can ruin the unfunny by following that Instagram account that I have now put in the chat.
That means that if someone like follows now, I have to unfollow to like maintain the balance.
I'm not sure that's quite how it's supposed to work, you know. But...
Perfectly balanced, like all things should be, Byron.
Oh, I see. Speak the funny number. No. We never speak of the funny number.
Yeah, getting some more viewers in now, up to 12, with 55 left to go.
Yeah, getting
How is actually a minute in the... the other cars have come into the pits, I was going to say.
Being asked to speak the funny number. Absolutely outrageous.
So then, Thunder, who was showing pace, is now no longer showing pace. Last lap was a 3-minute 22.7 compared to Tim's 3-minute 20.6, a 3:21.4 for punts. I think we are going to see a battle between Attengren and punts, although it won't actually be for position, unfortunately, as my screen's bugging out because my controller's broken. But yeah, I left my PlayStation on for so long, like overnight, that my controller ran out of charge, like my other one, so I like picked up this one, which just doesn't really work.
Oh. That is not the greatest of situations to be in. Anyway,
a pretty good situation to be in right now is play Dutch's position.
I mean, he is a minute ahead of the car behind.
And that is how you do a segue. Like, come on. That was pretty good.
No. I am very good at segues on F1. However, you know, like, I'm not so good on when I'm doing another game. So, you know.
Alright, so does Dutchy box this lap? No, he stays out.
Do you think Tim and Punts have to stop again? I can't tell. We think Attengren might have to, but we think Punts...
definitely.
Yeah, Punts might not have to. We're just... depends if he saves.
Yeah,
if he decides to save fuel.
Tim will have to stop again. Punts, it could go either way, but I'm leaning more towards no now. Because Rick Holt's come into the pits, he's put in just over 3/4 of a tank. Punts currently has almost only a half left. So that would indicate that no, he's definitely not going to be able to get to the end, which is good news for PMT Racing if Thunder can stay within that pit stop window. It takes about 27 seconds for the car to appear in the pits before you get service, and currently Thunder is 21.8 seconds behind Tim, giving him a 6-second margin. At the rate that he's going around the track, he's going to lose that margin pretty quickly, like in 2 laps quickly.
That's pretty big brain math stuff there. For a man with 3 hours sleep, you can do very good maths.
To be honest, thank you, Byron. I don't even have the energy to like say anything else apart from just thanks.
Understandable.
Viper says punts no, Tim yes. That's.
I think he's talking about do they have to pit?
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Ah, yes, I've got that the wrong way around, yes. So Viper, obviously on the Track Stars team there, maybe disclosing some insider information as to Punts' strategy for this race. Is he still doing fastest sector 1 time? Never mind, Tim's doing fastest sector 1 times now.
He's just doing Punts things, I guess. I've noticed that Play Dutchy is running low on fuel. Rick Holt is flying. He's pit. He's actually gaining quite a bit of time. I say that as he falls back below a minute, but he has been steadily clawing some time on Dutchy. So yeah, keep an eye on Dutchy because he is in a pretty good position right now, but he could come a bit under pressure from Rick Holt maybe if Rick continues to do good, basically.
Well, it's roughly a 40 to 50 second stop for all tyres and full fuel. So, that being said, it's going to be close between Rick and Dutchy once Dutchy finally does come into the pits, but Dutchy will have the fresher tyres and in theory should have less fuel in the car.
Yeah, you would think that Dutchy will definitely put less fuel in, as you can see running really quite late into it, so you probably only need about 75% fuel if you save, so, you know, when you're underfueling your car. What is going on here?
Oh, is that Evan?
Penalties.
Sorry?
Penalties? They'd actually slow down to get rid of some of the penalties before going into the pit lane.
Ah, that's a good decision. See, he's learning, he's evolving.
Just backwards.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, basically. Alright, I'm gonna... I thought you were talking about, like, the penalties in the race, like, who's got one. It's waiting for the BCMR car to come in for its final pit stop. Here it is. So, they will take the tyres off, put new ones on.
In crisp 1080p, 60 FPS. Goes the final pit stop for the BCMR as I am making my bed. Because I didn't. Oh, I got mentioned in a story from Gavra. Thank you. How nice. Well, interesting. I wonder, like, Play Dutchy, he's now got... He did exactly as I said, he went for 75% fuel. You'd almost think I was, you know, talking to him or something. But I'm not.
You're like telepathic twins. Oh, as Tim's got past... Oh, punt spun! Punt spun! And manages to keep it out of the wall. Just about.
I did not see punts spin, but apparently he spun.
I feel like F1 lovers just woken up and now he's going to update the Gavra Racing stories. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he's doing that now. I noticed because he mentioned me in story.
But yeah, a few strange crashes in this race, but I suppose there always are in a 24-hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good for Play Dutchy, and for me, and for Bonnie and Tiger, who've all put an insane amount of practice in to try and secure this win. But still got 45 minutes left on the clock, and likewise for all of the drivers as well, who've put in amazing amounts of practice. We've got some amazing talent in this field as well, and I want to say another thank you, like a big thank you to everyone who's still driving right now and still watching at home, and even to the Porsche team that pulled out during the overnight or retired their car overnight. Big thank you to you as well for just signing up and actually turning up to the race despite having a significant car advantage. I do really appreciate that as well. But yeah, going into the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think we don't need a countdown for the last 45 minutes, do we?
No, we're not going to count down 45 minutes, 59 seconds, 49 minutes and 58 seconds, I'm not going to, no.
Well, Dutchy has decided, let's work off some of that penalty, because he worked off even a little bit more than what he did have, so maybe he's finally learned how to get rid of penalties.
That would definitely be an evolution.
Yeah.
Or a sign of evolution.
Yeah.
Rick Holt still in second, doing a great job for RWD.
Indeed.
Attenborough third on your screens, but I think will be fifth come the end of the race. Thunder's actually turned up the pace a little bit over the last couple of laps. Lost 6/10 to Attenborough on that last lap, but he's still got that, crucially got that pit stop window to Punts in front. He was 2 seconds a lap quicker than Punts last time around.
Yeah, well, all very interesting stuff.
And on that last lap, 1.7 seconds, Thunder was faster than Punts. So he's starting to reel in that Toyota a bit. Punts maybe having to save a bit of fuel to get to the end. Tim's just going to go flat out for this one, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah, the ghosted BMW that's the Atom Racing car deadline. It has currently run out of fuel and he is just ghosting around at the moment, so it's not really a massive problem for anyone.
Oh god, I didn't realise how slow he was going.
And it seems like he's doing 50 miles an hour, yeah. Would you like to know what his last lap time was?
7 minutes 35.4.
Yep, a staggering 7 minutes and 35.4 seconds. I mean, how do you even still have a face at that speed?
How is it not just fallen off?
Is Dutchy about to do another fastest lap attempt?
Of course. Is anyone surprised?
I say fastest lap attempt, he's just going to do the fastest lap. Yeah, 43 minutes to go. Rick Holt in second. Tim will be fifth in class as Mavericks into the pits. This will be the last stop of the race for the UNEM team. They've done a stellar job as well. We're really close in qualifying the track stars. It looks like, though, barring anything dramatic for Captain Risky, the track stars will be taking the dub in Group 3. So let's have a look at the UNEM car coming into the pits. One of my personal favourite liveries on track at the moment, other than the one I designed, obviously. But yep, Mav in the pits now. New Hankook tyres going on to the Viper, fuel going in. Still going in. Still going in. That's a lot of fuel.
Yeah, probably a few tanks.
There we go. I was going to say, I now refuse to believe that there's that much fuel in that one can. Well, RWD finish second in the stand. Yes, if Rick stays where he is right now, he will finish in P2. At the moment, unless he does that a few more times, you don't want to be doing that. Unless he gets overtaken by Punts, he'll be finishing in P2. Or Thunder. The Thunder's a long way behind now. About 40 seconds behind Rick Holt. So Rick could probably pit and still come out ahead of Thunder, roughly.
Yeah. I'm trying to work out how many hours I've commentated for by now. I'm literally adding all the time up here. Stint 3, Stint 2 is 350. 2:02. I'll just put, this one's going to be roughly like 2 hours 10, I would guess. Just a guess. Right. I guess it'll be about 13 hours, 38 minutes. On the end.
So you didn't quite hit the 15 that you wanted.
No, but also if you'd done the original length, I would have done.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's kind of not my fault, so...
So you're saying it's my fault?
So, yeah. Yeah, it's your fault. If you'd done it the original length, then it wouldn't have been a problem. 13 hours 38 should become the end of this stream, roughly. That's providing that this stream lasts 2 hours 10 minutes.
Yeah,
if I did good seconds, it probably would have been a bit more, but you know.
Oh, as Track Stars making their final pit stop of the race in Group 3.
Indeed they are.
Oh, thought I saw yellow flags there for a second.
Why is Deadline not pitted?
I think if you're in AI, it just doesn't come into the pits even if it's out of fuel. Which is very strange to me, I don't know why it does that.
That happens on F1, like, if you say box this lap to Jeff, and then, like, you go into AI online, and then the game's just like, oh yes, let's continue on the track. It's like, I told you to pit!
No,
What is wrong with you?
I remember in my first season of Gavra F1 in the Premier Series, I disconnected from like the American race, like the USA Grand Prix race, and my AI chose to come into the pits from fresh hards to softs, just for whatever reason, just because it wanted to. It went into the pits and put softs on, and I had to do another stop because the softs weren't going to last.
What again? I tell you what again. Adam Graham has come into the pit lane.
So that rather answers our question then, but where does he come out in relation to Thunder? I think Thunder will just about have the edge in terms of gap. But then again, Thunder's not really racing Tim here, he's more racing punts for third, and that final coveted position on the podium. So Thunder goes through and into P4. The new tyres are going onto the Virgin racing car, the fuel being chucked in at great volumes.
Okay. It's all looking very good as it stands. I realise it's a problem. I need to eat is my predicament. What I could do, what I did yesterday, I launched a share place, so like you could like control and just change who's on the screen. However, then I realised you're hosting and it would kick you out the lobby, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I could kick someone out of the lobby and then we could get Dan. If he's still around.
It's fine. You can... I'll just watch...
Just put the live timing up,
Oh yes. And you can just talk about the action.
Yeah, I'll just talk over the live timing.
Indeed. Oh, there's a circular. Oh, there's a track map, that's good. I'll put up the track map. So it looks very cool. Yeah, you talk about the action whilst I...
Yeah. Got our cars fairly spaced out at the moment. Thunder about 22 seconds behind Punts. So if Punts were to come into the pits, he would come out behind Thunder as it stands. I'm just going to go back in again. Ah, there we go, so we can actually change the camera view now. As Maverick indicating that he's going to stay on the left hand side. They're telling punts to go down the left-hand side. Oh, punts drifting it through right-hander there, going onto one of the back straights. So Dutch G knocks it back down to 3 minutes 17. Rick Holt 17 seconds behind now of Dutchy. There are 35 minutes left to run. Yeah, Attengren now about 8.1 behind Thunder and gaining. Yeah, Thunder punts lapping about 9/10 of a second quicker than Thunder 50-50 as it stands. 23.0 compared to Thunder lapping 7/10 of a second faster than punts. So 23.7 compared to a 23.0 for the Irishman as he goes through the forward gains for the 25th time in this lobby. In the grey and green PMT Racing Audi. That's up at 23.6 for Thunder, at 23.7 for punts, so Thunder's still marginally quicker. It's Attengren now though, closing at a rate of knots. Thunder took 2 seconds of him out, took 2 seconds out of that gap just on the last lap. So Wiggly saw quite a funny stat there. So took a look at my distance driving during this race, almost 2,000 kilometers, which is the distance from his home in Sweden to the actual Le Mans track in France, which is a very weird and quite funny statistic. Driven to Le Mans whilst racing around Le Mans. Love to see it. Car in P2 has damage. Oh yes they do, Rick Holt with damage. And this could potentially bring punts back into P2 here, as Rick Holt with damage will be slowing down, might have to pit. Punts only 22.2 seconds behind, so would jump Rick Holt if he came into the pits now. And we'll have to wait and see how Rick got that damage. Trying to see if it's a Group 3 car that needs damage. No, it doesn't look like it. Rick Holt now, will he come into the pits? No, Rick Holt stays out, so they're going to try and continue with this damage to the end of the race and hope that punts does not catch them up. Indeed, the battle for third is heating up. There's Attengren gaining more and more now on Thunder, but don't forget Tim is still a lap down. It's a battle for third, so it's not battle for second now, I think. With if Punts gets on with this, he can definitely try and get Rick Holt by the end of this race. Rick staying out with that front bumper damage. Gap currently 23.6 seconds, and despite the damage on the last lap, Rick managed to find 2 seconds on Punts. Rick made contact with the Track Stars Viper, but the Viper has no damage, okay. So a bit of a rear end job there, it looks like, unfortunately, for Rick Holt. So, thing is, if Thunder allows Tim to pass, it won't really matter too much for him because Tim is still a lap down. So we could potentially see some inter-team strategy, because if Thunder can take Tim's slipstream, bump draft him along, and maybe catch up to Punts, then they have a better chance probably at finishing third overall in this race. But similarly, Punt is pushing as hard as he can now to try and close up to the back of Rick Holt. He still does have that damage, and how this is going to play out, we simply just don't know. I'm going to say it again, we're going to have to just wait and see as this race plays out over the last 29 minutes, but definitely some drama injected into this. 22.9 seconds now between Punts and Rick Holt. Rick looks like he's managing the damage fairly well, not losing too much time to the cars behind. As Thunder now finding some pace in that Audi, 19.5 seconds behind, and the gap is still closing. He's got about, call that 9 laps left to go, roughly. 9 to 10 laps. So let's see, Thunder realistically needs about 2 seconds a lap, which currently he is doing. A 3-minute 22.7 for Thunder, a 3-minute 25.2 for Punts on the last lap. So Thunder is finding the time that he needs to get past Punts on the final lap of the race, which should be quite something. Yeah, they're both coming up now to lap the Trackstars Viper. Thunder going to be the first car through on the inside line. Taking it nice and cleanly, no risks necessary there. Tim's going to follow him through. Yes, he is around the outside, and now Tim all over the back of Thunder. Thunder lost time actually to Punts through that middle sector, so the SRT Viper getting on the racing line has inadvertently, I'm sure, helped the Trackstars Group 1 car maintain that lead, because now Thunder has not gained enough on Punts on this lap. We'll see what the lap time is as he comes across the line. If this isn't in the 21s and he's not really gaining enough. No, it's a 22.5. 22.5 compared to a 23.1 for Punts. So Thunder only gained 6/10 on that lap. That is nowhere near enough that he needs to try and take P3 overall in the standings. So Rick Holt still staying out with that damage. Probably about 8 laps left to run as here comes Attenborough now on Thunder. Will Thunder fight this? He's gone defensive, so he's going to fight this then from Tim. We're going to have a battle here for P4 and P5. They're wheel to wheel going into the first of the 2 moles and chicanes. Thunder on the inside line. Tim sweeps around the outside and up into P4. Now, can Thunder stick with Tim? Maybe bump drop him a little bit and use him as a way to catch up that time to Punts. The gap is now 18.7 seconds, just with that little bit of slipstreaming that we saw there. Let's see if these 2 teams will work together or work against each other. As Tim going to the outside, so not going defensive against Thunder, just allows the young Irishman to go through. There's contact between the 2. So you could probably not even fit an iPhone in between them. Tim bumping Thunder off the corner as well. And now Thunder actually losing time to Punts. The gap now 18.9 seconds with 26 minutes left to go in this lobby. Punts as well starting to make an impression on Rick Holt. That last lap was 1.3 seconds quicker, but that again is also nowhere near what he needs. He needs about 3 seconds a lap, 2 to 3 seconds a lap as Punts to overtake Rick Holt just based on pure pace here. Oh, as Punts gets all kinds of out of shape coming out of the tight right-hander there. I believe that's Daytona. And now down the straight in towards the Porsche curbs. Thunder and Tim still working together. They've only gained another half a second on this lap though, and Thunder's actually 5/10 down on his personal best lap time, as the back of an Audi is something that Tim will be fairly familiar with as he gets past the Audi now, and Thunder tucks back into the slipstream. So these two look like they are working together, trying to pull off passes that cost them the least amount of time possible as they head into the Porsche curbs on lap 27 with 25 minutes left to go. So now, UNEM Maverick trying to chase down Captain Risky. As out in front, the gap between Punts and Tim is closing rapidly here. But Thunder has very much been dropped now by the Virgin Racing Porsche. As Rick Holt is actually extending the gap now back to Punts. It's 23.9 for the Dutchman compared to a 24.0 for the Australian last time around. So 1/10 difference between the two as I come over the line on the last lap. So 23 minutes left to go on the clock. Gap coming down by a further seconds here, down to 14.5 between Attengren and Punts. Tim gained 5 seconds a lap on that most previous lap there. Last 22 minutes, last third of this lobby. So we're about 14.1 now, in between Attengren and Punts. Try to see which one of them can duke it out and come out on top here. So remember that because Cryptek went 2 laps down in one of the stints, it means that Tim now is still a lap down on the cars in front of him. Attengren puts in the fastest first sector of anybody here with 20 minutes left to run. Dutchy equaling his the best lap of the race with a 3 minute 17.8. Attenborough on a 3 minute 18.7, I think equals the second best time set by a driver. And it just goes to show how quick Dutchy is around this track in these cars. It's a 9-second penalty as well for punts. Now punt's still out of shape really, and Tim gaining by a consistent 4.7 to 5 seconds a lap. Oh, yellow flags. Has someone gone off? Don't believe so. That's punts in the pits. So punts pits from 4th. And this is massive because this would put Thunder back into P3 overall. So punts did not have enough fuel to get to the end of the race here. He's back in the pits. And he's got damage actually. So front bumper damage and right suspension damage for punts. And was that why we saw the yellow flags coming out? That's just put Thunder 50-50 back on the podium. So it's fresh tyres, and I have to repair the damage as well on that Track Stars car. So then, Punts comes out 20.5 seconds behind Thunder. So now this very much looks like Thunder's podium to lose. So don't forget, Tim's still a lap behind Thunder 50-50 as it stands at the moment. 15 minutes left to go in this lobby, and indeed in the entire 24 hours. And hopefully we'll have Byron back before the end. 14.5 minutes left to go on the clock. If you want to see the cards, you can have a look at my personal stream as well. I just put just name in the chat. So yeah, that will be, there's also the stream there that has all the cars on it. The Byron has gone for something, which is why we have the data up on the screen at the moment. But if you want to see the cars, head over to my stream, because they are on there. Currently spectating Rick Holt as he makes his way around the track. 13 minutes left on the clock. Starts with a 50.9 second lead now, ahead of the cars behind. So I believe at the moment we'd have Dutchy winning, Rick Holt in second, Thunder in third, Tim would be fourth ahead of Punt, who would be last after that crash. In class anyway, and then the Track Stars taking the win in Group 3, with UNEM in second and Deadline rounding out the podium for Atom Racing. The cars over here. Once Byron comes back, we'll switch over can switch back over to him. Final 10 minutes then of the Gavra 24. I was Punts pits again. Is that more damage then for the number 5 Trackstars machine? It is. There's more damage for Punts, and this race going from bad to worse for the Trackstars team in the last 10 minutes is all really unraveling here for them as Punts comes into the pits once again. Oh, and they've come out of the pits, but they haven't fixed the damage on Ponce's car. So will they have to go back in again? The car is handling horribly right now.
Guess who's back?
Oh,
Back
hello.
again. Byron's back. Don't tell a friend, honestly. Okay.
While she's been gone, we've had 2 crashes for Trackstars.
Oh.
They're now 5th in class and quite a long ways behind.
Yes, I did notice that they've got damage because I heard you mentioning about it. How it's handling horribly, and Rick Holt's got damage too.
Yes, Rick Holt's staying out with that damage because he's just got major Chad energy.
Major Chad energy. I like that. I'm trying to get people to come and watch the stream. Come and watch the stream for the final 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, well,
I'll just do 10 rounding, mate. At F1, at GT, because I can app these roles for some reason.
Yeah, I think everyone can, to be honest. I probably shouldn't have said that on the stream.
It's not mentioning out everyone, it's just mentioning the roles, I think.
Yeah.
It might also be because I'm a commentator. But anyway, yes, final 10 minutes. You can argue it's the final countdown. We need help.
Oh dear.
Can you tell
Yeah,
we've been doing this for 24 hours?
Yeah, like literally, I don't even know, man. This.
Why did
Yeah,
hang on?
not.
Right. Why did you feel the need to say your own name?
Because people were asking if they could see the cars, and I'm still streaming on my YouTube. There's Punts quite wide there again.
Oh, I see. That's
Yeah.
understandable. Tell them they can come back now, because I'm here. Yeah.
Hang on.
And I get 1080p streaming, you're on PS4, so you're like bad.
Thanks.
No problem. Oh, Punts is having an absolute mare.
Yeah, these last couple minutes, the race is really unraveled here, to be honest, for Trackstars. It does look like now that without some kind of miracle, really, they are going to finish P5 in class, P5 in class and overall. But they're still last in their group as, Punt's going to stay out with the damage, it looks like. But that car just looks like such a handful though now. You can actually go in the cockpit here and see, look, you can see how bad the suspension damage is. Look how left-hand down he is going down the straights. That's going into turn 1, so that's really bad suspension damage there on the left-hand side of that Toyota. They're still going to soldier on there and do their best.
Yeah. Also, Play Dutchie has returned to his normal ways. 10.1 seconds of penalties.
There's only 3 things that are constant in life, and they're life, death, and Dutchie getting over 10 seconds of penalties in every stint.
Yeah. I think that just about sums it up, to be honest. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's been very interesting. Like for the last 24 hours. Bearing in mind, over 24 hours ago, we started this stream. So, like, that's a long time.
So this race has technically been going on for 24 hours, and we'll call it 39 minutes. So yeah, but we'll gloss over that though. Glossing. It's still 24.
I mean,
So
yeah, we've had issues like plenty, but you know, when you skip past the fact that we've had plenty of issues, this has been an honestly great event, and I think a lot of people have enjoyed it. Obviously, the field spread has been pretty large.
Yeah, that
it's a bit annoying
with these long endurance races.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that it is a bit annoying that we get so many people coming and watching the race, like, from their own perspective, so they can go through everyone. I feel like they should, you know, we can allow more drivers if we just say, no, we just want the commentators, so, like, you knock 2 slots off for commentary.
Well, the reason why we're doing it like this is because a lot of people pulled out and that team retire. But normally the plan was to only have 2 commentators in here at a time and have a full grid of 14 cars, but unfortunately a lot of the Group 3 teams pulled out or just didn't turn up, so that's the way that's worked out, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then you just have loads of people taking advantage of it, which, I guess, you know, give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
Exactly.
Which is a very funny racing, you know, haha. You can tell there is a severe lack of energy in the commentary box here, by the way.
So 4 minutes left to go. Now I'm going to say this again, Tim is in 3rd, but don't forget he's a lap down on Thunder and on Rick Holt.
So he's 4th, effectively.
Yeah, 4th, with punts in 5th.
Yeah, unlucky. Also, can we admire the fact Deadline 24th has been crawling around, doing 10-minute lap times at 49 miles an hour since lap 17. But no, right. The absolute scenes, though, that is the fact that 45 minutes behind the next car.
That is quite insane, yeah.
Like, 45 minutes to the race leader. Like, that is, by the way, that's like 12 laps, no more than, like, nearly 15 laps behind.
That is insane.
That is a significant... We can't drop positions or gain, so we're like, why not? What an interesting analogy there from the team, I guess, boss. Well, this will, by the way, be the final lap for Play Dutchy. He's crossed the finish line.
Oh yeah, that's true.
To start lap number 36, which will be his final lap, and he's still got 10.9 seconds of penalties.
As I'm trying to figure something out, so Cryptech went 2 laps down on Wiggly, right? Okay, in one of the stints, two laps down. On the RWD racing car and the PMT car. So since Tim has been in the car, he's finished ahead of that team twice. But it does mean that they were 2 that. I don't know how it's gonna work.
Math is hard.
This is starting to annoy me now, I'm not gonna lie.
Play Dutchy has 10.9 seconds of penalties. He is 1 minute and nearly 10 seconds away from, well, I don't know actually what I was going to say there, but hang on, when did he set a 3 minute 17.8?
Oh, that was a while ago, yeah.
How many corners did he cut?
Many, I assume.
Well,
one lap down there. No, I think that Tim's actually on the same lap as the RWD car. Unless there's...
Punts has hit the gravel again. Just decided gravel is fun.
P1's well done, but that team is also that loud. No, yes, that was for position. Yeah, Tim's in P2.
Okay.
Well, provisionally, I'm going to say that Tim is in P2. I'll re-examine all of the lobbies later on, but at the moment, I think Tim is in P2 as it stands. But Rick Colt's now coming back at Tim with that damage.
Imagine Rick Holt gets Tim with damage. Punts is about to be the first driver to cross the line. So Punts, disappointing 5th for Track Stars for their Group 1, but they will cross the line and be the first to cross the line, but they won't be P1, they will be...
But the people who will be P1 play Dutchy, coming round the Ford chicane to the final time, 24 hours and X amount of minutes later. He's going to slow down and serve all of his 10-second time penalty to cap off what has been an absolutely dominant performance from the BCMR team in the Audi R18. Led every lap, more or less, 3 laps up on the rest of the field, and he's going to do a donut, I think, across the line, or a burnout. He's doing a Max Verstappen, and there we go. That's the 24 hours won by Play Dutchy, Bonnie Evil, myself, and Tiger Assassin.
Next, you've got Atom Gren and Rick Holt. They're still going at it, and they've still got a little bit of a lap to go. So this is 4th position, as we figured out. So, I think Rick Holt could get it on penalties.
Potentially, yeah.
Michael Massey won't be happy with that burnout.
No, he will not.
10-second time penalty for Play Dutchy, did a burnout.
Well, that's actually true though, because Tim has to serve that penalty, doesn't he?
Yeah. Give Play Dutchy a disqualification for doing a burnout.
Oh, hang on a minute. I think Rick Colt's going to run out of fuel. He's so close to being on empty. Tim is also very close to being empty. Tim has to slow down and serve this penalty, or he's going to cross the line and get relegated 5 seconds. He's slowing down. Rick Colt's not slowing down, they're both slowing down. Rick Colt serves it, Rick Colt takes seconds.
That was a bit of a calamity to cross the line.
Well, there you go. There's going to be Captain Risky as well in our Group 3 category, who, barring a massive accident now with Thunder, is going to take P3. To take P1, sorry, in Group 3. It's the great driver from the guys down at Track Stars in the Viper. They're going through the 4 chicanes for the final time, and it's going to be the Track Stars Group 3 car that takes the win here in the 24 hours for their class. There's going to be another burnout across the line. I think there we go. Captain Risky taking it home for the Aussies.
Yeah, I mean, the all-Aussie team of Track Stars overall have done pretty alright. I think the Group 3 really hit the hammer on the head. Maybe the Group 1 team not so much. Maverick is gonna come across the line with a ridiculous amount of penalties. Like, it wasn't actually more than Play Dutchy had. Just pointing that out. Really low on fuel, Maverick is. And will serve all those penalties. Will we get another burnout?
I don't think so, because they're under AI now.
Well, deadline 24th is going to sluggishly crawl across the line. Bearing in mind, we still have to wait about 2 minutes for deadline to cross the line until the results can be confirmed. So, we've got a bit of time here. Let's kind of just massively say congratulations to Play Dutchy and the entire BCMR team. Mental scenes from them. They've really were dominant from start to finish. They were absolutely unchallenged and unrivaled in their pursuit of glory here at the Le Mans circuit for the 24 hours. I believe We did close to 400 laps over the course of the 24 hours, despite many setbacks and, well, having to shorten some of the lobbies, unfortunately. But 24 hours on, the people who started on pole finish in P1, just like a Formula 1 race. And there you go. That took long. Deadline took so long that the just gave up.
The game timed out, yeah.
Well, victory there for Play Duchy as Interrogator. I noticed it on his suit there.
Hard-earned first position there, and that was a great drive from him, and indeed from the BCMR crew as well. We take the win after 24 hours of racing. And now I just want to take the opportunity to thank everyone. Big thanks to Gav for allowing us to put this event on. Big thank you to everyone who's participated, including the 911 Porsche team that unfortunately retired during lobby number 3 or 4. A big thank you to Byron, who's commentated about 9 hours of this. And
it's actually 13 hours.
13 hours now. 13 hours now, and yeah, big thank you to everybody, especially the Australians who stayed up at ridiculous hours to come and race with us today. Yeah, big thank yous for everyone, and yeah, we are definitely going to be doing another one of these in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much gonna say exactly the same as Toussaint. It has been a crazy 24 hours. To think that actually 25 hours ago, pretty much, we started this very lobby at this very circuit at Le Mans, and well, 25 hours later, pretty much, we are finishing up what can only be described as an absolute madness. It has been an absolute incredible opportunity to commentate this race, and all of the drivers that have participated, no matter how long they participated or drove or whatever, they all did absolutely amazing, and they should all definitely be proud of everything. Honestly, obviously big props to BCMR taking that victory, but as it always goes, everyone should definitely be very happy with how they came out of this. Obviously, yeah, thanks to Gav and all of the people that organised it, because organising a 24-hour race, as you can imagine, probably is not very easy.
Yeah, it's not been amazingly easy, no.
I can imagine, but here's to hopefully maybe another event soon. Adam Gren, I'm a beginner.
That's a pretty damn good job for a beginner.
Yeah, interesting. But as always, absolutely amazing and absolutely incredible as I bin it into a wall. So I binned it into a wall. So honestly,
from me, from Byron, from Dan who was here earlier, Andy as well, Bonnie who did his first commentary and did an amazing job in our car as well. I think that is going to be it. Thank you so much, everybody, and yeah, that's gonna be it for the 24, man. See you guys next time.
Yeah, honestly, I think everyone has been absolutely great, and we can't wait to hopefully host some more events like this very soon. So thank you very much for all of you making this possible by just watching the stream, supporting everyone, and being absolute true assets to the Gavra Racing community. We'll see you all when Gavra Racing returns very, very shortly. Until then, though,